Welcome to another Mike Reads Reviews. We're actually going to do something completely different and not read a book, a pamphlet, an essay, or a brochure or anything like that. And we're actually going to be reviewing the headphones I'm wearing. Some of you may have noticed from my previous videos that I got a new set of headphones. And I wouldn't normally do this, but I like them so much that I think I'm going to actually do a review on them. These are the AudioTechnica ATH-M40X. This is the quote-unquote limited edition matte gray version. I will post a link in this video's description to where you can get that. Probably going to be on Amazon. I actually got this from Guitar Center because they actually have a display rack where you can try out their various headphones. And this is the one that for my price range seemed like it was going to do what I needed it to do. And now that I've unboxed it, taken it home, and gotten a chance to try it, I am really impressed. So let's start off with just first things first, the comfort. So the first thing I'm going to actually point out is a detractant, and that is I have a tiny head, so I have this shrunk down as tight as it can go, and you can see there's still a little tiny bit of flexibility in it. So I wish that it could get clamped down a little bit smaller for guys like me that have tiny heads. But I gotta say, this comfort is amazing. I love the angle that they've chosen for this arc up here so that the padding that's underneath here fits exactly the way you would want it to. The padding fits exactly around my giant ears. So tiny head, giant ears, difficult to find good headphones for me with. They don't seem like weighty. I love the fact that there isn't a whole lot of other stuff going on here. A lot of times with really expensive headsets, you end up having other, support wires and stuff that just wind up getting in the way, and it's just another thing to get caught on. That's just not the case. These are an incredibly comfortable set of headphones, and that was one of the first things I'm looking for in a set of headphones. Obviously, I need some degree of quality at least, but the comfort level was, man. The only set of headphones that I felt that I tried on at Guitar Center, I tried about 30 of them on there, that I liked better were some Sennheiser, I think it was H300s, and they were like $300. This set of headphones was $100, and we're going to be coming back to that. So I talked about the comfort level. Let's now talk about the sound quality. So I had some old Xbox, basically an Xbox headset, and that's what you guys saw me wearing before, the red ones. And I mean, the sound quality is just light years better. So the sound quality wasn't terrible with those headphones, and they were definitely a huge step up from the earbuds I had originally been using. But these just blow me away. And I'd say that, again, it was that Sennheiser H3 or 300 or whatever it was that I would say was maybe 10% better in audio quality, but this is still amazing audio quality. In fact, it's so good that if I say nothing, I can actually clearly pick up the floor from this microphone, which I wasn't able to do with the previous headset. So the floor, this is a Shure SM58. I should really be using a condenser mic rather than this mic. Than a Shure SM58, but that's what I have, and they're only $100, and I do video production for my career, so it's just easier to have a bunch of these laying around and then just using these for what I've been doing with Mike Reads. And they travel really well. They're really versatile. They're not perfect for all situations, but they're really versatile. They're really easy to set up, and they still produce a pretty good sound quality. But before I couldn't hear that negative 51 decibel floor. Now I can. So the sound quality on these is amazing. I'll get onto the ergonomics, which I guess are going to lead to a tiny bit of a drawback. So the cord that I'm using, and I like corded just because I don't want to have to deal with batteries, and I don't want to have to deal with the transmission of a wireless signal, and it's just much more reliable to have a cord. The cord that I'm using, I'll just go ahead and unplug this because I don't need to hear myself. The cord that I'm using is a 1/4 inch jack that I've got plugged right into my Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 with 2 inputs. I love the fact that it's got this, that it's like not a single cord, but it's this elastic. So if I need it to go a little bit further, I can stretch it out, but then it's not going to make a giant mess under my desk here when it becomes more lax, when I take when I give it some slack. It is the perfect length for what I'm doing, because I can plug this back into my interface and I can still wheel around, but it's not like the cord's dragging all over the place. Like I can still, move myself all the way over here. I can still move myself all the way over here. And it's not dragging, and I have plenty of room to do that and plenty of slack to do that. Now, I'm going to have to probably do something about the fact that the cord's a little bit heavier because of that coiling. So it pulls a little bit more across myself. So if I were to really turn hard, maybe it would be a bit uncomfortable going across, my body like that. But I guess that's just the nature of the beast, and that's not really a major complaint. The other thing I want to point out is the way that these headphones connect from the headphone source. So let's see if we can get this. Yeah, I'd have to adjust the focus here, so that's unfortunate. But this actually is an 1/8" jack that if I have to turn to disconnect, and then when I reconnect it, I can turn it and lock it into place, which is awesome, because I've never really used a set of headphones on the regular where that part of it was detachable, but a lot of the ones that I have used that are detachable don't have so easy a locking system and so effective a locking system. Now, the box comes with what looks like a bit longer. This is an 1/8" stereo jack, or 3.5 millimeter, depending on what country you're in. Yeah, so you can see one end is locks into the headphones. That'd be this end, and one end connects to, and it's actually threaded. So I'm not sure if that's supposed to thread into something at some point. But this end, it looks like this end right here would plug into, I guess, my camera, because the camera's monitor isn't a 1/4" jack; it's an 1/8" jack. So I guess that's where I would use this, and I think that's where I'm going to use this. And I'm probably going to get a second headset for shoots, so I can just have this set up the way it is. Which I really like the fact that they gave you one of we've got 2 cords here. So even if I don't get the new headset, what I can do is I can just disconnect this headset, right? And then connect it over to the camera if I'm doing some sort of shoot, rather than doing, what I'm doing here today. Okay, let's talk about price point. They're $100. And yeah, for the average consumer, that's probably more than they want to be spending on a set of headphones, especially if all you're doing is listening to music on like your iPhone or something. But if you got if you're doing like video recording, if you're doing video production, if you're doing sound recording, you really need something of good quality. And speaking to that quality, I think I should have mentioned the sound dampening effect of these headphones. But I'm not going to do it now because you guys can't hear what's going on inside my head. But I actually had my speakers, which are over here, blasting some music while I had these headphones on, and I was actually talking to the microphone just as a test. And man, it just makes you deaf to the outside world. And so I love the fact that its noise dampening is borderline full-on noise canceling. So really effective. And at $100, I don't know that you're going to beat this price, this quality. I will talk about the one con that I think is going to actually be a proper con. My previous headphones had cloth contacts. So this part that actually touches me, these have like a pleather contact. So they're significantly less, we'll call it breathable. They're much more comfortable. So if I were to sit here and do these videos for like 8 hours straight, which I'm nearing in on, they'd be more comfortable. However, they get kind of sweaty and gross because they're pleather. And I think part of the way that they work, in order to cancel out the noise, they really, seal everything tight and don't allow for any breathability, which, I don't really care that much about. But I guess if you really were concerned about breathability, I guess if you were working in an environment that was really damn hot, like, I guess if you've got a shoot to do out in the desert, probably don't want to be using these headphones. Probably want to be using something that's quite a bit more breathable. But I don't know, for if you're streaming, if you've got a vlog, if you've got a podcast, these are great headphones for the price. Obviously with the 1/4" jack, It's not XLR, so it's not up to like a broadcast quality, I suppose. But man, are these good for these price points. Normally, I like to close with a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. But this isn't a book. This isn't a movie. This isn't some sort of media content. This is something that you would normally buy as a good from like Amazon, where they have 5-star rating. So instead of using my rating on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to rate this on a scale of 1 to 5 stars. And in this case, I'm going to give it 5 stars. It's kind of a weak 5 stars because, like I said, I've got a tiny dome, and I wish I could, get these headsets a little bit smaller than they are, and they're a little less breathable than I would prefer. And I guess if you compare them to the Sennheiser, I think it's H3 or H300, I forget which. I'll correct this in editing, I'm sure. I guess it's like 3% more comfortable, 10% better audio quality, somewhere in that range, like single-digit percentages better, and a third of the price. So I can't recommend them more highly. Link is in the description. This has been Mike Reed Reviews, reviewing my headphones. And so we'll see you in the next one. Good night, folks.